Madam Walker was a great entrepreneur. She was a master at marketing. She was a pioneer of the modern hair care and cosmetics industry. She trained thousands of African American women to sell her products and to be her sales agents. This army of financially independent women who otherwise would have been sharecroppers and maids and laundresses. My real introduction to Madam Walker as a child was in everyday kinds of ways. The silverware that we used every day had her monogram on it. When I started really doing my research on her, I began to discover other things about her. She also was very much a philanthropist, a political activist, an anti-lynching activist, a patron of the arts. I was able to find some things actually at the National Archives. When I first got here, I really didn't know what I was going to find. Well, voila. I went through Southern Claims Commission papers and in fact found that R.W. Burney, the owner of the plantation where Madam Walker was born and where her parents had been slaves, had in fact filed to get reimbursed for timber that had been cut down on his land. Sherman and Grant had used that plantation as a staging area for the Union Army as they were trying to take over Vicksburg, which the Confederacy controlled. So I found also the fact that a hospital was on the plantation. But to actually be able to look at the reports from the hospital and to see how many people had died and who was sick and what the weather was like, it made the plantation come alive for me. There's also this very interesting document, January 29th, 1864, a number of people who were sick who are in the freedmen's camp. So there must have been a freedmen's camp in addition to the camp for the soldiers, and it lists the names of the freed persons who were sick. Riley, age 1, Lucy Limney, age 35, James Norton, 56, Carolyn Youngblood, 33, Felina, no last name, 5. It gave me sort of an emotional connection to it, to be able to touch the papers. For my family, there was, people think, oh, you know, they're famous and you can find out a lot about them. Yes, I can find out a lot about them after they became famous, but the first 38 years of her life, it was really just digging and digging and digging and not giving up. In an amazing way, a little bit of a document here and a little bit of a document there, you can really pull together the story. One of the biggest surprises to me, more National Archives records, there were War Department records that showed that she had been spied upon by a black spy who was working for the War Department, who was looking for what they called subversive Negroes. They basically wanted civil rights, and so they were rocking the boat. So I loved that discovery. One of the wonderful things about the way the American government collected records through the years is that everybody's family is in the National Archives.